Holly came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs and he was a she. She said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Say, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Candy came from out on the island. In the back room she was everybody's darling. But she never lost her head. Even when she was giving head, she said, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey baby, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Little Joe never once gave it away. Everybody had to pay and pay. A hustle here and a hustle there. New York City's the place where they say, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Say, hey Joe, take a walk on the wild side. Sugar Plum Fairy came to hit the streets, looking for soul food and a place to eat. Went to the Apollo, you should have seen him go, go, go. They say, hey sugar, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Alright. Jackie's just speeding away. Thought she was James Dean for a day. Then I guess she had to crash. Valium would have had that back. She said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Say, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Hey, what's up YouTubers? Lee John Blackmore here at Super Easy Guitar. So this week we're doing Walk on the Wild Side, a classic by Lou Reed. Now this is fairly straightforward. There's some nice easy chords in there, even though you could see me going up the fretboard. That's just if you're a little bit more advanced, you can just have a mess around with some different positioning, okay? Different voicings, that's all. If not, just play the basic way and it'll still sound good, okay? Before I get into it guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your support and all your requests. I do my very best to get around to everyone, but unfortunately I get so many now, it's kind of difficult to, keep everyone happy, as it were. And also I've been getting lots of donations, which I massively appreciate. It really helps me. So if you do have any spare change or anything like that, I've set up a PayPal donation button over on my website. Without further ado, let's zoom in and get straight into it. So the first section, we're just going to start with a standard C major. Now notice for this song, I don't use a guitar pick, I just use my fingers, because sometimes, depending on the track, you just want them a little bit more relaxed, okay? So you can use a guitar pick, but just for this song, I prefer to use fingers, okay? Now, just a normal C. And what you can do, you can pluck a at the same time, the A string, the D string, and the G, the 5th, 4th, and 3rd, I'm just using my thumb, 1st and 2nd finger, okay, on the D and G. And you can kind of just pluck them like that. 1, 1, slide, and pluck again. Now I'm sliding up. Usually, it depends how I'm sliding, but in this case, I'm watching where my 3rd finger lands, and it's going to land in that 8th fret between these 2 dots, the 7th and 9th, okay? So it goes pluck, pluck, slide, and then, and I've actually, you know, still got that 1st finger on. You can add that in if you like. Then I'm kind of adding this little slide in here, so I'm just putting my 1st finger on the 5th fret and sliding down. Now that's on the G string, okay, the 3rd string. So if I go slow, and then same again. Now you don't have to do it every time, kind of mix it up, play around with it, and I actually quite like, even though it's not part of the song, I quite like this open G. When I get down to that C, I'm kind of doing a little hammer on there, it makes it sound nice, right? So that open B. Now this hand here, I'm just really making it up. I'll probably play it different every time. You can just do thumb. That still sounds nice. So what I'm doing there, I'm just doing 1, 1 slide, 1, 1 slide back. Now you can hear a bit of a scrape in there. These strings are actually elixirs, and they're coated in, I think they call it nanoweb. It's kind of coated in a Kevlar and just makes them a bit softer to touch. And it actually makes that scraping quieter as well, okay? And it stops them, I mean, these are pretty old. I've had these on maybe 2-3 months, which is quite long for me, but because I'm not gigging at the moment, it's kind of, you know, I just like to leave them on. So yeah, if you're getting too much scrape, you don't even have to do the slide, all right? So there's that. Now as far as the picking hand, I'm just kind of using my thumb softly. Then when I want to do a little upstroke, I just use my 1st finger. There's no rules here, guys. Now I'm always talking about interpretation to my students. You don't have to have it exactly like it is on the record. Make your own version, you know? It's still going to sound good. No rules. Okay, if you don't like the sliding, C and F. Some people find this F quite difficult because you have to bar down on the F position, so the 1st finger has to cover the top 2 strings in the 1st fret. But you can actually cheat and play it like a C. So there's a C, and all I'm doing, I'm leaving my 1st finger where it is, moving the 2nd and 3rd over. Okay, and that actually becomes an F major 7. Sounds quite nice. Down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. Could do something like that. Don't get too wrapped in these down ups. Don't get wrapped up in them. Doesn't really matter. And then if you want to be a bit softer, sometimes I see people playing this F, an extended F, Okay, it's just a C over F if you like. So my third finger is on the 3rd fret on the A string, my pinky's underneath it on the D string, and then the rest of the F is just normal, okay? So you can play from the A string. You could even do the bar there if you wanted. You could add that bottom E in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 on C, 4 on F. Hitchhiked away across the USA. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is where it changes, okay? C, plucked her eyebrows. D minor, on the way. F, shaved her legs. And then D minor again, he was a she. So let's just look at that bit. C, so it's 1, 2, D minor, 1, 2, F, 1, 2, D minor, 1, 2. She said, hey babe. Back to the C, and back to the F. So that C and F are just recurring throughout the entire song. Do 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 do. So you can see what I'm doing there with the picking. I'm kind of mimicking what the vocal's doing. Do 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 do. And that's all that really goes on in rhythm. Do do da do 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 da do. And you see when I'm doing an upstroke, I'm using my first finger. Okay, you could practice that. I'm just on the F there. Down with the thumb, up with the finger. Just very softly, and I'm still moving from the elbow here, rotating from the elbow. It's not just in the fingers. Okay. And when you hear that sharpness, I'm just using the back of my nail. Now you would have seen me doing something else as well. So that's kind of, it works more on the electric guitar, but I kind of like the sound of it. Obviously before I do lessons, I'm always like watching videos of Lou Reed, and he actually plays it in a different key live. He plays it between the D and the G. But what's going on there is just that it's a normal C, so I'm playing a C bar chord there. Okay, so it's like an A shape, a barred A shape. 3rd fret. And then all I'm doing, I'm removing the bar and I'm barring down actually on the first finger, D string, G string and B string. But then I've got my 3rd finger in the 5th fret on the G. And that's pretty much like doing this F. But what's going on there, I'm playing a 6th, okay? It would be like adding that, if we're playing an F there, it would be like adding the pinky in. So you could actually do it down there, C, F. Okay, that's kind of a nice addition. Okay, and that's all I'm doing there. It's just a different voicing. Okay, that note there is F. Okay, sounds pretty cool, right? You could do it up here as well. Can't really see what I'm doing there, but my 3rd finger is like playing that F up there. 3rd finger on the 8th fret, 2nd finger on the 7th fret, and or you could swap the fingers round and play the 7th fret on the G string as well. You can see I'm just using my thumb there. bar it like that, one finger. So the first finger's covering the 7th fret on the D and the G, okay? That's pretty much the song the whole way through. So what I'd recommend trying to play along with the Lou Reed version and just strumming it and singing it, especially if you're trying to learn to strum and play. Always keep it simple. Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked away across the USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, then she was a he. She said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Okay, keep it simple like that before you get into the strumming, and you'll find a feel for it. Now at the end I did an improvised guitar solo, okay, and all I was playing just a C major pentatonic. So if you're a bit more advanced you'd recognize that anyway. I'm just starting C and I'm playing the major pentatonic slide in position, or the extensions. That's kind of nice, right? I think I added a few. And that's just an arpeggio there, where if you play C major, so if you know your arpeggios, an arpeggio, don't forget, it sounds flash, but actually it just means playing a chord notes individually. Or, okay, and that's all I was doing. I was just mixing it with the pentatonic. And to be honest, it was one take. I don't think it's that brilliant, but I just kind of left it in. I thought it was quite an unusual feel. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Please don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you'd like to receive my weekly updates. Please share this stuff with your friends. You know, your friends might want to learn this stuff as well, okay? You can find below a link I've done to a Spotify playlist I've made for virtually all the songs I've done lessons for, so you could have a listen through that. Some cool tunes there. There's some links to some t-shirts I've got for sale and mugs and all that kind of cool stuff. And if you'd like to send me a message or anything like that, you can probably get me on Instagram. That's probably the easiest place to find me. And I'll see you again the same time next week, guys. Enjoy.